Okay, dear students, Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Open your science textbooks and come on page 6. Today, inshallah, we will discuss book page 6. So, open your science textbooks and come on page 6, please.
Page 6. Six, six. Convention.
Dear students, today my topic of discussion is transfer of heat. And today we will discuss about the convection of heat. Okay. In our previous lecture yesterday, we were talking about the conductions. Today, inshallah, we will discuss about the convection. And then at the end of this lecture, you will be able to understand the method of transfer of heat. Okay, now let's know about the famous scientist Lord Kelvin. Okay, he was born in 1824 and he was died in 1907. He works on the absolute zero, or he was working on the temperature, and he has been able to find the lowest possible temperature, that is minus 455 59 degree Fahrenheit and minus 273 degrees centigrade. And he said that this is the lowest possible temperature in the universe, and that temperature he was so called that temperature absolute zero. In 1892, he was given the title of Lord, and taking the name Kelvin after the river Kelvin, his beloved Glasgow. He was died in 1907, and he was buried uh, in Westminster Abbey, not far from where Sir Isaac Newton lies at rest. So this is all about a very famous scientist of uh, 20th century, 19th century, and his name is Lord Kelvin. From the previous lecture, I have to ask some questions from Ru, so you have to answer them. Everything is made up of particles called dash. Yes,
Atom.
so called atoms. Very good, very nice. Okay, how the state of matter is changed? How the state of matter is changed? Yes,
Sir, how the state of matter is changed? The
yes,
loss or graining of heat can change the state of matter.
very good. And why the actual mass of the particles remains same during change in state?
Because during this change, only the behavior of
Because
particles
only
is
the behavior
changed.
of the particles will change, but their mass will
Their
be
mass remains same.
remains the same.
Remains
Very good.
same.
Okay, what do you know about the absolute zero?
Absolute zero is the lowest possible temperature where materials has no energy.
Has no energy. Very good. And what is the temperature?
What is the temperature?
The degree of hotness or coldness of a body. Temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness of a body.
Coldness of the body.
It means that how hot or cold a body is. That is what's so called a temperature. Okay, define conduction. The movement of heat through a solid such as metal is called conduction. Okay, the movement of heat energy through solids such as metal is called conduction. Okay, heat can be transferred from one place to another in three different ways. The first one is
Free.
what's so called, yes, conduction.
Conduction.
Okay, the first one is also called conduction,
Conduction.
and conduction is occur only in solids. Okay, conduction
Conduction
is
and radiation.
conduction.
Convection and radiation.
Yes, okay. So conduction is the transfer of heat in solids. Okay. The second one is
Yeah.
convection. Convection, the transfer of heat in gases and liquids. Okay. Transfer of heat in gases and liquid. And the third one is radiation. that there is no medium required for their propagation. Okay, transfer of heat without medium, just like the radiations are coming from the sun to the earth. So it is passing through the
Nation.
vacuum. Okay, there is no medium, but it reaches to the earth. So they are so called radiation. Okay, so let's
Next one.
discuss about convection. What is a convection? Convection is the transfer of heat from one place to another due to the movement of what? Due to the movement of atoms. Okay, due to the movement of atoms itself. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Movement of
look at here.
atoms.
These are the different flasks. These are the different liquids. You can clearly see here. If you
Yes, sir.
heated them, then what is happening? It gets heat and it will rising up, and the colder part of the liquid will comes down, and they get heat, and as a result, a continuous flow is occurring there. It will be like this. You can clearly see it will be in the form of this cyclic process. Okay, it will be in the form of this cyclic process. Look at, see here, this is a room. Okay, if you heated them, or if you start the heater over there, then you will see that the particle will move in faster rate. Okay, the particle of the room will moves in a faster rate.
Sir,
So
what
liquid
is
and gases,
inside this?
what?
What is there inside this chemical?
They contain atoms and molecules.
Okay.
Okay, liquid and gases may be poor conductor of heat. Okay, usually they are poor conductor of heat, means they do not conduct heat and electricity, but they can carry heat. Okay, they are not conducting heat, but they are carrying, or they are responsible for transmitting heat from one place to another, because their particles are free to move. Because their particles are free to move, so that's why they are carrying heat, but they are not conducting heat. Convection cannot happen in solids. Why? Okay. The reason behind is that the particles in solids held in a framework, okay, they are closely packed and they are not being able to move from their position. Okay. They are not being able to move from their position. So they that's why convection is not occur there in solids. Okay. Because for a convection, what is required, the particle are moving from one place to another place. Okay, but in solid the particles are closely packed together, or that will be held in a framework, and they are not being able to move. So so the solids will not conduct convection process. Okay, convection in liquid, you can clearly see here. If you add a color in a liquid and you heat them, you will observe that the color will rise up to the top of the liquid. When water is boiled in an electric kettle, what is happening there? The heating element in the kettle only warms the touching it. Okay, so it will warm that, and the heat will gain by those color, and that will be rising up. Warmer water is less dense and the cold water, so the warm water rises. Okay, they get heat from the bottom and it will rising because the warm water is what is less denser than that of the cold water, and the cold water will come down, and as a result, a continuous flow is starting over there. Cold water replaces the rising water, warm water, and this in turn also become water warm rises. So a continuous circulating stream is set up in the kettle. This is called convection current. Convection, liquids and gases may be poor conductors of heat, but they can carry heat because their particles are free to move around. Convection cannot happen in solids because the particles are held in a framework and cannot move around as they do not in liquid and gases. This happens when water is boiling in an electric kettle. The heating element in the kettle only warms the water touching it. Warm water is less dense than cold water, so the warm water will rising up, and this is what's so called convection. The place of that rising water will be covered or will take place by the cold water that is lying on the top of the kettle, and it will comes down, and what is happening there, it will warm and rises. So a continuous circulating stream is set up in the kettle, and this is what's so called a convection current. Convection in the air. You can clearly see here in this figure that the air is circulating around the room. You can clearly see it comes to the heater and it gives warmer and it will move again, and after the cyclic process will start there. Okay, for example, this is a room, you can clearly see here. Okay, a cold air is coming from the windows. It will come towards the heater will warms the air, and it will become less denser, and it will rising up, and it will reaches to the other side of the room, and then it becomes cools and come again to the heater, and a cyclic process will start over there. Convection in air, heat energy also travel in gases. Okay, as I told you earlier at the start of my lecture, that convection occurs in liquid and gases. So warm air is less dense than cold air. So the warm air above the heater rises and it's replaced by the denser cold air. Now a question is arises here. Let me ask from you, any one of you who will tell me or who will define what is a convection current? Yes, come on. Who will explain what is a convection current? Come on. Any one of you who will explain what is a convection current?
So a convection current is a flow of fluid or gases that involves the movement of energy from one place to another.
Very good, very nice. And anybody of you who will tell me about the process of convection? Yes, what is a convection? It's a very easy, except Mohsen Raza. Anybody else? Yes.
So convection in air, heat energy also travels through gases.
Okasha, Okasha.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Okasha.
A
What is
convection
convection?
is a flow of fluid of gases that involves the movement of energy from one place to another.
Very good, very nice. Anybody else who want to explain the convection current? Yes, except Mohsen Raza and Okasha. Ghulam Muhyiddin, you explain? Ghulam Muhyiddin, are you able to explain what is a convection current? Yes.
Yes,
Arij
sir.
Irfan.
Yes, sir.
Arij Irfan, are you explain?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I explain.
Yes, you can please.
The air coming from the window and the heater also. The heater heat the air and the air was warm and no denser.
Okay, okay,
So a convection current is set up and air circulates around the room.
okay. Very good, very nice. Okay, so this is about the sea, uh, how the breeze will coming from the sea and how the breeze will coming from the land. Okay, so during the daytime, land is heated. Okay, because land is heated much more as compared to that of the waters. So land is heated by the sun much more quickly than the sea, and this set up a convection current. So air moves in from the sea. Okay, the air will coming from the sea because the land air is heated more and it will rising up and the sea breeze will coming. Okay, but when the sun sits down there and the land will cools down more than that of the sea breeze. So what is happening there? The wind or the breeze will coming from the land. Okay, so that is also called land breeze. Okay, that is also called land breeze. When the land gets heated from the sun, the breeze on land will be rising up and the breeze will coming from the sea level. Okay, but during the night time, the land will cool down and the breeze will moving from the sea to the land, and that is also called sea breeze. So when damp or moist air from over the sea rises, it cools to form clouds. Okay, heat energy must travel to the gases because a room can be warmed by a heater. Warm air is less denser than cold air, so the warm air above the heater rises and is displaced by the denser cold air. And as the water in the kettle, a convection current is set up and air circulates around the room. And this paragraph is about the land and sea breeze, so I explained this earlier. Now, this is a video that will helps you, okay, for getting more idea about the convection. So you have to watch this, and after that, I will continue.
The water and air are poor conductors of heat. Then, how does the heat transfer take place in these substances? A round bottom flask is taken and filled with water. It is placed on a tripod. Place potassium permanganate at the bottom of the flask gently. Now, heat the water with Bunsen burner and observe. We can see that the water near the flame gets hot. Hot water rises up. The cold water from the sides moves down towards the source of heat. This water also gets hot and rises, and water from sides moves down. This process continues till the whole water gets heated. This mode of heat transfer is known as convection. How does the heat travel in air? In which direction does the smoke go? Observe the burning candle. We can see that the air near the heat source gets hot and rises. The air from the sides comes in to take its place. In this way, the air gets heated.
So I hope so that you understand all these things. Uh, should I repeat this for you or not? Yes.
Sir, repeat.
Okay. You have to watch this again.
The water and air are poor conductors of heat. Then, how does the heat transfer take place in these substances? A round bottom flask is taken and filled with water. It is placed on a tripod. Place potassium permanganate at the bottom of the flask gently. Now, heat the water with Bunsen burner and observe. We can see that the water near the flame gets hot. Hot water rises up. The cold water from the sides moves down towards the source of heat. This water also gets hot and rises, and water from sides moves down. This process continues till the whole water gets heated. This mode of heat transfer is known as convection. How does the heat travel in air? In which direction does the smoke go? Observe the burning candle. We can see that the air near the heat source gets hot and rises. The air from the sides comes in to take its place. In this way, the air gets heated.
Okay, guys. Now let's review our previous lecture. Okay. So which title was given to William Thomson? Yes.
Sir Kelvin.
Very good. Lord Kelvin. Okay. Lord Kelvin was given to William Thomson. What was his achievement? Yes. Anybody? What was his achievement? जी बेटा उसकी क्या कंट्रीब्यूशन थी? अयान असद. अयान असद बेटा आप अपने आप को अनम्यूट कर ले.
Sir, absolute zero.
मोहसिन
Sir
रजा बेटा
absolute zero.
आप हर एक आंसर ना दे, दूसरे बच्चों को भी अपॉर्चुनिटी दे. He calculated the lowest possible temperature in the universe, and this temperature is known as absolute zero. Okay. Come towards the third question. Why can liquid and gases carry heat? Why can liquid and gases carry heat? Yes. Who will answer this? Yes. Ahmed Rana. Ahmed Rana will answer this. Ahmed Rana, unmute yourself, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Will you answer why can liquid and gases carry heat?
Yes.
You have an idea?
Sir.
Yes. Because their particles are free to move. Okay. They are
Okay.
carrying heat because their particles are free to move. Okay. Explain how a heater warms all the air in the room. Explain how a heater warms all the air in a room. Yes. So water, warm air is less denser than cold air. So the warmer air above the heater rises and is replaced by the denser cold air of the surrounding area. In this way, convection current is set up and air circulates around the room. Okay, come towards the fifth question. Why do you think it takes a long time to heat a room with a high ceiling? Yes, so the answer will be hot air rises upward. So in the room with a high ceiling, it will take longer time to fill the whole space till ceiling with warm air because continuous fresh cold air will enter the room to fill the space of the air which is rising up. Okay, why do you think convection cannot happen in solid? Because the particles of the solid are closed in a frame, okay? And that's why they are not being able to move. So convection is not occur in liquid and gases. Okay, this is an assignment for you. Test yourself. Okay, I will send answer of this question and you have to write them in your science notebook.
Sir, and you will send also yesterday's.
I sent these questions yesterday.
No, sir, you will send yesterday question answers also.
Okay, I will send them also. Don't worry.
Okay, sir, send please.
Okay, in our upcoming lecture, inshallah, we will discuss about book page 7. The transfer of heat, that is what's so called radiation. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, you can show please question answer slide.
Yes.
Back, sir.
Which one? This one?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Hurry up. Dear students, I'm
Done,
sending a
sir.
Kahoot link in your WhatsApp group. Okay. So you have to attempt that test also. Okay. I'm sending a Kahoot link. So you have to